All right, good morning from the Monterey boat ramp right behind us here at Sam Rayburn Reservoir. I'll give you a quick Texas Team Trail Championship update. So, you know, it was one of those tournaments where we thought we could be competitive. We certainly never thought we could catch 40 pounds like Albert and Clayton. And by the way, congratulations to those two guys. And I'm gonna stick a video in here at the end of this, or probably let's do it right here. Hey, I wanted to stick some video in here. I wanted to shoot some video of a couple of boats that were for sale, but I just did not get a chance to do it this weekend. So just so you know, Clayton Boulware here in Zavala has a really clean, completely loaded nitro. I believe it's a 21 footer. It's a 250 Mercury. It's got talons. I mean, it is absolutely loaded, everything you can imagine on a boat, and I think he's going to make somebody a really good deal. So if you're interested in talking to Clayton about that boat, shoot me an email, kensmithfishing@outlook.com. And then his team partner Albert Collins has not one but two different Tritons for sale. One of them is 4 or 5 years old, and I think one of them is a couple of years old. I want to say the older one's a Patriot and the newer one is the more expensive boat. But if you're interested in a Triton and a used Triton, again, shoot me an email. I'll connect you with Albert, and you can talk to him about that boat. And again, both these guys get really good deals on their boats, and that gets passed down to the next guy that buys it. And then those two guys together also have a certificate that they won last weekend in the Texas Team Trail Shootout. I think it's for an 18-foot Triton. So that's probably also a great deal for somebody, as I'm sure they'd like to get some cash out of that. So if you have interest in any one of those boats, give me a shout, or if you know them personally, you can just reach out to them. But those boats are for sale, and again, I think they'll all be really good deals for somebody, and both of them will be, all three of their original boats will be loaded out. Of course, the certificates, you can get it built any way you want to. So there you go. Till next time. Okay, hopefully I was able to capture that video with Clayton, but it's pretty cool. So congratulations to those guys. A crazy big sack of fish. I know from talking to them, they really didn't try to repeat that the second day. They had some eyes on them, I think, but 65 pounds is amazing, and really good job, Chris and Harold, almost chasing them down. But anyway, so Dickie and I stayed deep, so we found that we could get a ton of bites from 18 to 22, 24 foot of water on points, on the side of points, on wood, and certainly on brush piles. And we did that. I think Saturday we both estimated, I had a number in my head, and I asked him at the end of the day, I said, how many fish do you think we caught? He said 70, and I honestly think that's true. But the problem is they all look like these fish right here.
Got bait. I mean, that tournament they won. That's good. That's a fish. That's a good one. That is a good one. Huh?
Are we weight pointed?
Yeah. How big is it?
About 3 pounds.
Oh, shit. There you go.
Nope, not even a 3 pounder.
Huh?
Not even a 3 pounder. You just have it tied up?
I don't know what the fuck it was. They were real nice, wasn't it? Good?
Nope. Better than several we got, but no.
Oh shit, oh shit.
I mean, dang for the camera. do here was quadruple hook.
Yeah. What about that? Doubled up?
So at the end of the day, the first day, we had one little 3.5, 4 pound fish in the sack, along with, you know, a limit of 2-pounders. And we had found, so if you haven't been down here, the grass does not look anything like you would have thought it would early this spring. A lot of the grass is just not matted up. It doesn't look good. We've had a lot of wind down here. But we had a couple of 3 or 4 little patches of grass we thought we could catch some flipping fish out of. And we ran into one of those patches with about 30 minutes left, and I caught a 5-pounder. And we had a couple of other bites in there.
Good.
If you help. Solid fish. Got a coal ring hole in the bottom of his mouth. What's it take to help?
180.
That's one of those we've talked about in the past where I really couldn't tell you why I set the hook. It's just, you drop it down there and it doesn't feel right. It's like, well, I don't think that's... There was not a thump or a bite or a pull. Or... Didn't feel like it did every other time I dropped it. So, you know, with 14.5 pounds the first day, and gosh, I don't even think we were in the top 50. We really thought we could catch a pretty good sack flipping. So we went into that spot the next morning, and we did this. So there you go. That's how you get your brains beat out. But a lot of it was, I think, timing, and I'll give you an example of that. I had a brush pile up here on the north end of the lake above the 147 bridge that I had gotten a couple of what I thought were good bites in practice out of, and we ran out there to fish it, and TJ and Phillip were sitting on it, and we found one of them told Dickie later they caught a 7-pounder out of that just after we left. So that happens down here. If you're fishing the points, the brush piles, it's timing. You got to do it the right time, and you probably got to get a little bit lucky unless you're on stuff that not anybody else knows about, which apparently we aren't. So we're going to make an effort the rest of this summer to put out some stuff away from points, away from where people fish, and I think if you know of the guys, Wayne and oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot his name, but Wayne Trion and his partner used to catch a lot of big stringers down here in the bass champs when they fished together. His partners quit fishing now, but their deal was they put brush piles away from everything, and they described them to me once as 1 or 2 fish brush piles, but they were 1 or 2 big fish. So we're gonna spend some time on that, trying to put some brush piles where maybe they're a little harder to find. And so that's my tip of the week, is to do that. Put stuff away from, not on points where everybody that pulls up to a point with a side scan is going to see them. The fishing, now I understand it's got tougher this week. I heard the Thursday night tournament only took 3 fish for 13 pounds to win, when it's been taking 17 plus pounds to even get a check. I just talked to 2 guys at the ramp who fished all night, and they said they probably had 40 or 50 fish, 5 and a couple of 4s. So it sounds like the night fishing's pretty good. I know the crappie fishing's been pretty good. The water this morning's 85.7. So, but I think it's gotten a little tougher. I think some of that deep bite, I think those fish are really starting to group up, so they're probably not as scattered as they were. If you get on them, you probably can really catch them. But that's my report. I'm gonna fish around here today. We're going on vacation next weekend, so we're not gonna fish the shootout. So I'll try to get y'all a report up this week before the Bass Champs Texas shootout, so you'll get a sense of what's going on down here, or at least what I did. So I'm gonna run up the river here and throw a top water a little bit. I'm a little late getting on water. It's about 7:15, but I needed some sleep. So let's run up there and see what's going on, and hopefully we'll get some good footage. Here we go. New Force Road.